Steve Watson at Someday Farm Studios. Welcome. We're watching a couple of dragonflies dance or joust, mid-air acrobatics in the summer night. I just wanted to offer a short lesson on a way that we ordinarily see goals, practices, skill development in much of our lives, and we take that lens and we apply it to our Neizhi Chuan practice, or Tai Chi Chuan, or Xing Chuan, or Bagua or Qigong, or Taoist yoga, these sorts of things, these internal arts. This might just be a video of me watching dragonflies with the banana trees, or plants. And so what we normally do is think, well, I have a vacation coming up in the Bahamas, and there's an opportunity to scuba dive, at the resort or in the bay where you'll be vacationing. And so you think, well, I don't go there for a few months yet, so I'm going to learn to scuba dive at the YMCA. And you go to the YMCA, and I'm guessing a 5-week program or something, and you get certified to scuba dive at a basic level, of course. Maybe it's a 2-day thing, whatever the duration. It's relatively limited in scope, and you are now certified at a sort of very basic level, but safety, sort of like a handgun safety course is very basic. There's plenty more to learn, but also driver's license. You 15 or 16 years old perhaps, and you put in your studies for a few months and a little bit of practice. You have a brief test, and you are licensed to drive. You know how to drive. Is there more to learn? Yes. Will you continue to learn if you're a conscientious and responsive and aware person throughout your life? Yes, you'll continue to learn. But you're licensed to drive. You've met the requirements. You've been certified. You've proved yourself and proved yourself to the wider world that you can drive. This doesn't mean you're a great driver. It doesn't mean there isn't more to learn ahead, but it means you can drive. You're legally allowed. You're ethically, morally allowed. You have a confidence around your ability to scuba dive, or to operate a hot air balloon, or operate a handgun, a boating license, same idea. So this is what happens in our lives. We may decide we'd like to do something, and then we go take a 101 course, the book for dummies we study, or we take a course, an abbreviated course, and you are now told, okay, you can make stained glass. You've learned how to do that, and now go do it and perhaps learn more and practice that. Hone those skills or add on to those skills and become creative at some point. Same thing with driving. Maybe you become a limousine driver or a stunt driver. Maybe you drive an airport van for work. Maybe you develop specialized driving skills and you become a motorcycle driver or a big rig driver, and you get your commercial driver's license. So there's more to do. We know this. Kung Fu teaches us this. There's always an avenue ahead if you're pointed in the direction of perfection. So we take this mindset when we begin to study Qigong or Tai Chi Chuan or the like. And people will come to a class. Maybe I'm teaching at the YMCA this time, and I have my introductory Tai Chi class for a few weeks for a set amount of money. And maybe you'd come to my school or somebody else's school if you're watching this, and you say, I'd like to learn how to kickbox. I'd like to learn how to do self-defense. And you begin to study. And if you recognize at some point and are inspired to continue to practice, maybe for many years, maybe lifelong, you'll recognize that there isn't this point at which now you've learned Tai Chi Chuan, now you've learned Xing Chuan, now you've learned Baguazhang, now you've learned the He Bafa, and you can now get the benefits. For one, in studying these arts, there's no point at which somebody says, now you've learned it. They may say, now you've completed the introductory course, now you've completed the basic elements of this first form or combination or sequence. You recognize in studying these arts that there is an infinite road ahead of study, of variation, of depth, of breadth, of detail, of varied methodologies, of varied practicalities, varied applications. And so if we take this initial idea of, I don't know how to drive, I'm going to go learn to drive, after which I can drive, and you apply this to something that you never learn it, you never have Tai Chi Chuan, then we imagine, because of our lens of viewing skill development and acquiring, as fruit follows the full flowering of the plant, then we begin to think that our Tai Chi Chuan will give us fruit, will give us benefits whenever we finally learn it. Like the scuba diving idea. I'm going to this resort and they offer scuba diving, but I don't know how to scuba dive, so I won't benefit. Wait a minute, there's this 13-hour course or something, and I can go learn to scuba dive, at least at a acceptable level, usually a level that meets some sense of basic understanding of terminology, equipment, and safety, right? Same would apply to firearms. And I've done my 13-hour course, and now I can benefit when I go to my resort and actually scuba dive and see the fish or whatever you like to do. People that look at Tai Chi Chuan this way, because they're accustomed to looking at skill acquiring, skill development in this way, they believe that the benefits of Tai Chi, right, health benefits, for example, self-defense benefits, for example, will follow the point after which we have learned it, we have it. There's a certificate, a license. My insight offered here is that the working at it, the gong fu of your Tai Chi Chuan, the continual application of the self to study, depth, breadth, detail, application, variation, theory, philosophy, etc. The application of the self to these things in this directional pursuit of understanding, of acquisition, of knowing, are themselves the fruit. The fruit does not follow the flowering, this point at which you have it. The fruit is the moving towards deeper and deeper understanding, moving towards broader and broader understanding, moving towards more and more varied understandings, moving towards more and more varied applications and insights and concepts and versions and styles and systems and teachers and teachings. I'll tell my students that you won't often hear me compliment you. I'll just vary what I'm saying you're doing wrong. And I said, if you're looking for a compliment, notice that I've shifted from complaining about one thing to complaining about another. Really, I'm complimenting the initial thing that I used to complain about, the thing I prioritized or triaged in my sort of teacherly view of what first needs addressing. And if I am not calling you out on those things as regularly or any more perhaps, or only rarely, and I've moved on to something else, you can, I suppose, take that as a compliment. Hey, I'm not talking about your footwork. I'm talking about your tailbone. I'm talking about your spinal alignment. because for me the footwork is the priority. The knees will follow, the tailbone and spine will follow, the shoulders will follow, the eyes will follow, and the hands will follow that. So if I'm talking about your hands, I'm saying your eyes are good, your alignment's good, your shoulders are good, your sewing is good, and so forth. And so what I invite you to do is consider looking at your application of self in these arts as the thing that provides the fruit, the actions and intentions, and bringing yourself to presence that would normally allow us to think of it as the thing that will one day provide fruit. Doing these actions, harnessing my presence and awareness and intention and action and sweat and study will not later bring fruit. This is the thing that fruits. This is the making you healthier, improving your self-defense, improving your circulation, improving your relationship to self and other, and so forth. So, like the lotus, fruit before flower. Thank you all, and don't forget to visit the Taichi Gala every year.